Hi, I'm Becky Watson and I am a certified yoga therapist. I'm coming to you again with another tip of the week. This week I wanted to talk to you about another forward fold. This one is a wide leg forward fold. So in forward folds, you're stretching the back side of the body, and this is no different. It's just your legs are spaced further apart, your feet are spaced further apart. So we are going to stretch the back side of your body. And to get set up, I'm going to turn the camera and take my legs wide on the mat. You can see this leg is farther out. This one is, my other one is too. It's just off camera here, but wide leg forward fold. Now, how wide your legs go, I get asked that question a lot. It really is going to depend on you and how flexible you are. Some people will just take their feet mat width apart. Some people will take them further. It's actually really good to stretch at the different intervals. You get into your body a little bit differently. So you find a place that's comfortable for you with those legs spread apart, and then check in for a moment before you do anything else. How is your back? How are your hips? In the forward fold, I gave you or had you use a blanket if your back was really tight, just to provide a little bit more ease in the pose. And the same thing, you might want to use a prop for this pose. For this one, it's a little bit more about your hips than your back. If your hips are really tight, then you might want a prop. You can use your blanket just like I had you folded earlier. For this one, I like to have you fold your blanket the other way, or your towel, and then sit on a corner of the blanket instead of the long edge of the blanket. It kind of helps to open up your hips a little bit more. So for a lot of people, this can be really helpful to sit on that blanket. Now, what this is doing is it is helping your hips in relation to your legs so that you can lean forward into it a little bit more. This is something that you might want to do if you find that without the blanket, let me leave the blanket here, without the blanket, you're actually leaning back instead of straight up or even forward. If you're leaning back, you're not quite ready to lean forward. You really need to lift up your hips in order to get a little bit of comfort in the pose and to actually make some progress with it. So check your hips. You don't even need a camera to do that, but if you find that your back is rounding more, you're leaning back instead of sitting up, go ahead and put something underneath your hips and prop yourself up a little bit. So for me, I don't usually use a blanket. It actually is almost too much of a stretch for my hips if I do. So I'm going to leave that blanket out for now. But I am going to just sit tall here, and this might be all that you want to do. You might want to just stay here and bring your hands right beside you and focus on that lift of the spine. For some people, this is plenty of stretch. So I always tell you to go into a stretch slowly. Take your time, no matter what you're doing, and find the beginning of stretch. So wherever that is. So for me, as I settle in here, I start to feel a stretch about right here. Sometimes I can go further before I feel it, sometimes less. This is just where I am right now. So I'm going to sit tall here and just breathe and let that stretch happen. I'm not trying to force it. I'm not trying to go really deep with the stretch. I'm just being gentle with it. And as I find it's easing a little bit, I'm going to go a little bit deeper with it and find another layer, another stretch, another version of it. Now, people ask me all the time, where should I be feeling a stretch, whether it's in this pose or in another pose? And the answer is always, it depends on you. We're all made up a little bit differently. We all have different lives. We have different tight spots. It really depends on you. So I feel this right now as I connect into it. I feel it on my inner thighs and a little bit in my lower back. But other people will give different answers. So don't think you're doing it wrong if you don't feel this in your hips. Right now, I actually don't feel this in my hips. It's more inner thigh and lower back. It just depends on where your tight spots are. You always feel it there first. So stay here though for a couple of minutes. Let your body adjust. Again, going a little bit deeper as it does. Just giving your body a chance to adjust. Remember, a longer stretch is going to get, you're going to get more out of it than you are a really short stretch. So after you've held that for a couple of minutes maybe, I always sit up, bring my hands underneath my knees and help my legs back together. Hug knees in close for a moment. And that's your wide leg forward fold. Great way to open up back, open up hips and legs. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what they are. Props are great, and using a blanket in this pose will only make it even better for you. So give it a shot, let me know, and remember, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can live healthier and happier. So until next time, have a great one. Bye.